Well, g'day folks, and welcome to another episode of Dirtfood, our vegetable garden diary. Now, today I wanted to give you a tour of the winter garden. Oh, by the way, how good did that footage look, the drone footage in the intro? Shot that a couple of weeks ago. And in the meantime, we've had a few storms come through. We've lost all of the leaves and the colours. I'm glad I got it when I did. And in its place, we now have winter. It's cold. So I thought today I would give you a tour of our winter garden. What we've got growing out there at the moment is pretty typical of most winters. But I wanted to kind of give you a chef's tour. So not just show you what we've got planting, but talk a little bit about why some of the things that we grow in winter are so damn awesome. Always very interested in how to grow produce that tastes the best it can taste. So with those things in mind, I thought it'd be great to just have a bit of a tour around the chili garden, and I'll show you what we've got growing, and I'll talk a little bit about why it's best, and it's its best flavor right now when it's cold. Okay, so look, first off, we've got coriander. People associate coriander with, your typical Thai cuisine or Mexican type food. They think warm, and therefore it's something that you would grow in a warm environment. Not so. Coriander will go straight to seed if you have it growing in summer. We have best success by far by planting it in autumn so that it's got time to grow, so that it's a good size when winter comes along. It will stay like that right through winter. As soon as the spring comes and it gets warm, it'll bolt to seed, go to seed, and won't be any good. So point number one about flavor: when plants go to seed, so they change their shape and put all their energies into producing flowers and consequently seeds for reproduction, generally the flavor turns crap. Now, in behind the coriander, chervil. It's not super well known. It's a tiny little herb. Tastes like aniseed, and if you're into aniseed, and I am, it's pretty much like, I don't know, it's magic. Awesome. It's a soft herb, not a hard herb, so you don't cook it. Straight on top of pretty much anything. Tastes fantastic. I mean, yes, great in salads, although it's not great salad time. Over roast veggies, into any of your wet braised type dishes. Fantastic. And that's chervil. You'll also see that both the coriander and the chervil hammered by frost. Oh my God, that must destroy them. Well, and here's the other thing about winter growing. The frost doesn't destroy all green leaves. Some, yes. Basil, for example, turns black as soon as it gets cold. But not all green leaves. And that's partly moisture content, but the other thing that plays a part is sugar. And leaves that have lots of sugar won't freeze, or won't freeze as much, or won't freeze as quickly. And so then there's a little bit of a hint. The leaves that can handle the frost are also going to be the sweetest. To flip that around is that as a defense mechanism against the cold and the frost, and the plants might hold more sugar in their leaves, some things will taste sweeter in winter than they will at other times. Particularly true of, well, just over here we've got the carrots. Carrots way sweeter in the winter. And the biggest winter win for vegetables, kale. Now, if anyone just rolled their eyes, oh, I don't like kale, oh, green smoothie, whatever. Maybe you haven't had the right kale. Maybe you haven't had kale that's come from a cold garden and you haven't had it cooked properly. There's different varieties of kale. We have a few out there, but red Russian at the moment, and the black kale, Cavello Nero. The black kale is sweeter by far, so very sweet. Pick it, cook it straight away. Don't store it. You will lose sweetness with everything as you leave it. So you want to kind of pick and cook straight away. I take that central rib out of the kale when I cook it, but you don't have to. It just keeps the cooking time even, and you can cook fairly quick. In the cafe days, we'd have a little bit of oil in the pan, in with the washed kale, a little bit of salt, and we would wilt it in a pan with no moisture, and nutty, lovely, sweet. And people that say they don't like kale will have it like that and just think, oh, that's fantastic. Now, of course, you can omit the oil. These days, I don't cook with oil at all, pretty much. But use it in the same way. I'll wilt it in a pan, and it's lovely and sweet. And yeah, kale, oh, love it. Winter favorite. Further down the garden, there's broccoli. Broccoli, another winter staple. And again, sweetness is the thing. I'm not going to stop saying sweetness, I guess, but it's assumed that everything out there tastes sweeter and better than if you have it at any other time. It tastes sweeter and better than anything you buy from the supermarket. Fact, nothing more, nothing less. It's just the truth. Now, broccoli, we've got a few different varieties out there. As you can see, we've got quite a big bed of broccoli, but for the two of us, for winter, it still won't be enough. So that's a shame. After you pick that main head of broccoli, you then will get side shoots, and you'll get as much out of the side shoots, if not more. So, side shoots are, I guess, where it's at for the broccoli. But again, sweetness, pick it, cook it, don't store it. Cook it minimally. Steaming is good. Like I said with the kale, in a pan, a little bit of oil if that floats your boat, and a little bit of salt, again, if that floats your boat. Till it's just cooked. Put a lid on it, perhaps to use its own steam, just to soften it. But we're talking very quick cooking and just beautiful broccoli. We've got some other root veggies going as well, some parsnips, swedes, turnips, and same story, sweet winter. You can use the tops of the turnip greens and the swedes too, so we use those as a green. But the roots, as they sit there over winter, just get sweeter, and they taste much better over the course of the winter. So those root veggies really are good. The other one we've got out there is celeriac, which is called celery root. Think of it as being a cross between, I suppose, a potato and celery. So it has the starchy sort of texture of a potato, and you cook it in a similar way, but it has the flavour of celery. I mean, fantastic in soups. You can have it raw, grated. There's a classic sauce, celeriac remoulade, like a dressing, which is good, but roasted, I guess, is my favourite. I love it roasted, but it's great in soups too. We've got some wombok, just general greens, which is great. Next to the wombok is mizuna. Now, mizuna is a small mustard leaf in the same family, brassicas. Almost all the winter veg are brassicas. It doesn't have a strong mustard flavour, but you can have it raw, you can have it cooked and wilt it down. It has a very, I guess it's a creamy nutmeg kind of flavour, so it's lovely in amongst other greens. You'll see there's still some chilies left. One of our missions is to pull those chilies, the chili plants, out and put them in the hothouse over the winter and see if we can kind of keep them going until next spring and get a head start on the spring. Might work, might not. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's getting close to, I think, everything that's out there at the moment. I'm sure I've forgotten some things. There's leftover chard, silver beet, herbs, of course. But anyhow, that's just a few things that are happening out in the garden. Just a quick one. Wanted to show you around the garden. Thanks for joining me. If you want to see more or see some of the previous ones that we've done, You'll see there's a link on the screen, all the old episodes there. You can see it on YouTube. It's on Facebook as well. In any case, thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.